Well, thank you. That's a very strong question, and I'm glad you asked it because it's something people talk about all the time. The H-1B program, it's been around for a long time. A lot of people know it. It brings in many workers from India, from China, from all over, especially India. Tremendously talented people. I've always said that. India has some of the smartest people in the world, engineers, tech workers, doctors, you name it. I've done business with a lot of Indian people, and I have a lot of respect for them. Tremendous. But here's the deal. My first duty as President of the United States, my number one duty is to the American worker, the American people. I was elected because I promised to put America first, not second, not third, America first. And that's exactly what I did. And that's what we're talking about here with the H-1B changes. They fired American workers and then forced those same American workers to train their replacements from overseas. Disgraceful, terrible. And nobody stopped it. The politicians in Washington didn't stop it. Democrats didn't stop it. Republicans didn't stop it. They all looked the other way because these companies are donors. They're lobbyists. They spend billions on campaigns. I didn't owe them anything. I didn't need their money. I spend my own money. That's why I could say enough is enough. So what did I do? I said we're going to make sure that if companies want to bring people in on H-1B, they pay a real fee, not a token, not a joke, but a serious fee, because if they were truly bringing in the best of the best, the geniuses from IT in India, or the brilliant PhDs from MIT, or the guy who's going to invent the next Google or the next vaccine, then the company should be willing to pay for that, right? But if they're just trying to cut corners, if they're just trying to fire a 50-year-old American IT worker in Texas or Ohio and replace him with someone they can pay half the salary, then suddenly the program is not so attractive anymore. And that's good. That's exactly the point. Now, let's be very clear. I'm not against Indian professionals. In fact, I've always said I love Indian talent. When I was in office, I had a great relationship with Prime Minister Modi, a fantastic guy, really tremendous. I went to India. I saw the crowds, millions of people. The Namaste Trump event, one of the greatest welcomes anyone's ever gotten, believe me. And we've always welcomed people of talent. America has always been the land of opportunity, but it has to be done in a fair way. What we had before was unfair. It was unfair to Americans, unfair to taxpayers, and frankly unfair even to the foreign workers, because many of them were exploited by shady body shop companies. You know this, there were Indian outsourcing firms that basically acted like labor brokers. They bring people in, stick them in motels, make them work for very low wages, and then send them around the country. That's not the American dream. That's exploitation. And by putting a serious fee, we cut down on the abuse. The money from that fee also doesn't just vanish. Under my plan, it goes back into programs for American workers, training programs, upskilling, making sure Americans who lost their jobs to outsourcing get a chance to retrain and come back stronger. We want to rebuild the middle class because for too long we've seen the middle class shrinking. Jobs go overseas, jobs get taken by temporary visa workers, wages go down, and people lose hope. I promise to bring back that hope. And we did. Now I know some people in India are upset. They say, Trump, why are you doing this? Our people are losing opportunities. Let me say this, I understand. I really do. But I was not elected by the people of India. I was elected by the people of Michigan, of Pennsylvania, of Wisconsin, of Florida, great people. I represent them, and my responsibility is to make sure that their children, their graduates, their workers get the first shot at good jobs. India has to do the same. Prime Minister Modi has to put India first. That's his job. My job is to put America first. And by the way, a lot of Americans supported this move. You'd be amazed, even people in Silicon Valley, many of them quietly agreed. They said, Trump is right. We've been flooded with cheap labor. It's not sustainable. But they couldn't say it publicly because, political correctness, woke culture, the media would attack them. But I said it and I did it. That's leadership doing the tough things. You also have to remember the United States is the most generous country in the world when it comes to immigration. We take in more legal immigrants every year than any other country. Far more, millions. And we have millions more coming illegally across the border, which I fought very hard to stop. By the way, built the wall, did a lot more than anybody else. So when people complain about us asking companies to pay a serious fee for a temporary visa, I say, look at the big picture. We're still the most welcoming country, but we're not going to be abused. We're not going to let corporations exploit the system. Some people say, but Trump won't this hurt relations with India? I say no. In fact, it strengthens them because a relationship between two great nations has to be based on respect, on fairness, not on one side taking advantage of the other. India is a rising power and America is the greatest power. We can work together, trade together, innovate together, but it has to be a win-win. And in the long run, if Indian companies invest more in India, create more jobs there, that's good for India, and America will still get the very best talent. So to all the Indian professionals watching, I say this: America will always value talent, but we're also going to value fairness. If you're the best, you'll always have a place. But if you're part of a system that exploits both Americans and foreign workers, that system is over. Finished. At the end of the day, leadership is about making tough calls. Easy calls are for politicians who just want applause. Tough calls are for people who care about results. I made the tough call, and I'll stand by it because it's the right thing for the American worker, for the American economy, and ultimately, even for the integrity of the immigration system itself. That's what America First means: strong borders, fair immigration opportunities for our people, respect for others, but always putting our own citizens first. And if you don't like that, maybe you should ask yourself, would any other leader of any other country do differently? Would India put America first? No, they put India first. Would China put America first? Absolutely not. They put China first, so why should America not put America first? It's common sense, tremendous common sense. So yes, the fee is high, but it's fair. It sends a message. If you want to bring in someone, make sure it's truly worth it. And if it is, America will still be the land of opportunity. But the days of exploiting the H-1B system are over.